let me pass it to you.
Yeah, pass it on to Dawn.
Oh, thanks.
Pass the Dutchie to the right-hand side.
God, that was really bad. What have you got in your teeth?
Cooking for her is crazy.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Because I could just authentically be myself without so much preparedness.
Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.
Sorry, I'm allergic to BS. Oh my God.
Meghan Markle entered the MasterChef Australia kitchen expecting another glossy moment for her latest reinvention. Instead, one basic question made the entire performance collapse. What does she actually cook for her family?
Can I ask you, please, Meghan, what is your favorite dish to cook for the family?
It's a tough one because I have a lot of palates to appease. My husband, being from the UK, loves a lot of meat, potatoes, cream sauce. California girl, I like grilled fish, grilled meats, lots of citrus. I just like using really pure, natural herbs and spices. You know, again, if you can pull fresh herbs, like, do you say herbs or herbs here?
We say herbs. You do?
She don't cook.
I'm sorry.
She don't cook!
It's weird.
That was the question. No trap, no aggressive grilling, no impossible culinary test. Just the most obvious thing anyone could ask a woman promoting herself as a food, hosting, and lifestyle authority.
It doesn't work for you to shoulders back, breasts out, headlights going, and try to look as bitchy as possible.
Meghan, off.
Meghan paused, tilted her head, called it a great question, and somehow never named a single meal. Not one. She explained that everyone at home has different tastes. Harry apparently prefers meat, potatoes, and creamy sauces.
Okay, Megs, go.
Trick that people do with pineapple, instead of just cutting it
Hold it steady, you ginger pots!
to make the perfect little bite, you follow the wedge. When nature has given you all the cues on how to have a perfect taste of something.
Oh, how fun is that? I love it.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
Meghan described herself as a California girl who likes grilled fish, citrus, herbs, and fresh ingredients. But nobody asked for Harry's favorite foods. Nobody requested a brand statement or a list of ingredients. They asked what dish she cooks. And the woman whose comeback has been built around kitchens, recipes, jam, gardening, entertaining, and beautifully arranged food could not give one clear answer.
Some American actress went on a show in Australia, basically.
Yeah.
And evidently, Harry likes meat and tea veg.
That clip followed her immediately because it exposed the gap between the image and the reality. Anyone who regularly cooks for a family can name something without thinking. Pasta, tacos, curry, roast chicken, soup, anything. Meghan delivered categories, flavors, and polished lifestyle language. She gave the audience everything except an actual meal. Then television replayed the footage and turned it into a punchline.
All she does is crudités and dips and fruit. So she's a woman who has a cooking and lifestyle show, who sells cooking and lifestyle products, is appearing on a cooking reality show. But she doesn't cook. She makes dips with crudités. Because I'm sorry, that is the easiest question to answer. And she doesn't cook for Harry. Poor Harry. He's not getting home cooking from Meghan Markle.
This was not a random chat on a daytime sofa. Meghan was appearing on MasterChef, surrounded by people whose lives revolve around cooking. Yet the celebrity guest, presented as a culinary authority, looked completely unprepared for the easiest food question of the episode.
This dish is 10 out of 10. Making me nervous.
Before we continue, one quick thing. One thing I've realized is that most families don't have their important information organized in one place. That's exactly why I recommend the Family Vault, a simple, printable, and fillable organizer where you can keep everything from important documents and insurance to medical information, passwords. You'll find the link in the description, or you can simply scan the QR code on your screen. Now let's get back to today's story. The appearance was supposed to prove that she belonged in that chair. Instead, it left viewers wondering whether Meghan really cooks or simply knows how to arrange food so it looks expensive on camera. Her answer sounded like something lifted from a branding presentation. Fresh herbs, grilled fish, citrus, California ingredients, meat and potatoes for the British husband. Every image was neatly packaged, but there was still no dish.
She also revealed that the kids, Archie and Lilibet's palates, they're progressing very nicely. They'll even happily eat Brussels sprouts. And I think that's The real headline here, kids liking Brussels sprouts. Who would have thought?
Once viewers noticed that, the rest of the episode became much harder to take seriously. Then came the pineapple demonstration. Meghan showed the room how to follow the natural sections of a pineapple and eat it in small wedges, presenting the method like a secret culinary discovery. She carefully explained how the fruit already creates the perfect bite and waited for everyone to react. It was pineapple.
Markle doesn't like food, and I'm someone who loves my food. You know, Meghan, I battle with my weight. I love my food. It's like my passion in life. And I can really pick out that Meghan Markle doesn't like food. She loves to drink, right? She's a big drinker. She always has a cocktail in hand, always has a wine in hand. Again, not attacking that. You know, I like a drink too. But I genuinely believe she is not a woman who likes food, who enjoys food. Food for her is some type of weird social status thing. And so, yes, those poor kids. No one wants to go out and forage for their dessert.
This is a woman trying to build a lifestyle empire around the idea that her kitchen knowledge is special. Yet one of her biggest contributions on MasterChef was teaching adults how to bite a piece of fruit. With soft music and applause, it looked charming. Replayed on television, it looked ridiculous.
I think when Meghan Markle comes on screen, I just start to sneeze. I think I'm allergic to her. It's my allergies this summer.
The carrot top pesto followed the same pattern. On paper, it was perfectly designed for Meghan. Sustainable, garden-inspired, wholesome, and made from something people usually throw away. It sounded responsible and completely on brand.
Why can't she name the favorite meal? I've got a lot of palates to appease. So does every mother on earth. What are you saying? Of course, obviously you have more than one child. You do, but somehow we managed to find an option. And most mothers, or fathers if they're the family cook, would have it at the ready, Dan.
But once again, it felt less like serious cooking and more like decorative lifestyle content. Herbs, vegetables, dips, and tiny tricks presented as an entire philosophy. That is the real issue. Meghan did not arrive as an ordinary celebrity guest. She came after building a commercial identity around food.
I'm sure that was a totally candid, unplanned FaceTime call from her husband. There's nothing that says our relationship is in great shape than FaceTiming each other for publicity.
She has a lifestyle series, sells products connected to hosting and the kitchen, and repeatedly presents herself as the warm California host creating effortless meals around a beautiful table. So, when she cannot name one dinner she makes at home, the whole image begins to shake. Her judging reactions made things worse.
Things did not go great. She got upset with one of the lead hosts of the show after she said royalty was in the kitchen. Apparently, Meghan did not want that word used. Meghan, relax. It's fine. It's not a bad word.
Contestants were producing difficult dishes under pressure, while Meghan often responded with the same slow nods, long pauses, broad praise, and carefully placed expressions. She did not look like someone analyzing food. She looked like someone performing what she thought a judge should look like.
Petro, you're a brilliant cook, but you definitely need to try everything together with this dessert.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Even more so than usual.
Meghan nods.
Yep.
Yeah, what she said. She took forever to get the spoon up to her mouth. Like, that was her evincing her disgust. Like, she didn't want to try it. She was already disgusted when he said he was going to do it. In fact, she was outraged.
Every tasting became a scene. The spoon moved toward her mouth. Her eyes narrowed. Her lips tightened. Her head tilted. Then came the dramatic silence. Each bite seemed less about flavor and more about securing the perfect reaction shot. When one contestant served celeriac ice cream, Meghan's face appeared to prepare the verdict before she had even properly tasted it. The dish stopped being the focus.
What's going on? Have I interrupted something?
Well, we're actually
it's a
tasting all the
taping.
dishes. We have four
It's a
incredible cooks
competition
here. Aaron's
with
here,
food that's hot. It
back
needs to be
there,
tasted at a certain
Casper,
temperature. Oh my
Pedro.
God, these two are the worst.
Hi guys. It's amazing. They're so talented. We wish you were here. He's in Canberra right now with the veterans.
The chandeliers in the background. That's
With the
very nice.
veterans.
Yeah, fancy. They've joined
The footnote.
all out here. Your beautiful wife.
Bet you guys have.
The contestant faded into the background. Meghan's expression became the main event. That happened throughout the episode. The food became a prop, the contestants became supporting characters, and Meghan's reactions took over the screen. Even her outfit made the separation more obvious. MasterChef Australia is bright, colorful, loud, and full of movement.
This woman is being paid millions of dollars to show how to cut into a pineapple.
Oh my God. Who the hell is sated by one tiny little bite of pineapple?
Meghan arrived almost entirely in black, looking as though she had stepped in from another production. Around her, the kitchen was filled with heat and cheerful chaos. Meghan remained polished, controlled, and visually removed from it all. Then came the dessert conversation, another polished story that sounded lovely until reality interrupted it. Meghan said that when Archie and Lily ask for dessert, they can have something if they can pick it.
You know I'm Sussex now, Dan.
She was so mad. She hated that woman who introduced her. Poe is actually a big name in Australia. She's beloved. She came through MasterChef. So she started off as a contestant. She's now a judge, really beloved in Australia. So obviously Meghan decided to hate her and decide that she's a real bitch. And she totally castigated Poe behind the scenes for having introduced her as royalty.
The line was clearly meant to create a picture of a beautiful garden, fresh fruit, and an unusually healthy family routine. Then someone mentioned chocolate. Chocolate, of course, cannot be picked from a backyard tree. It was a small exchange, but it exposed the same pattern. Meghan delivers an aspirational lifestyle line. It sounds elegant for several seconds.
Apparently she was a little bit of a diva. She didn't want to be referred to as royalty on set, which I find to be hypocritical because she uses the Duchess of Sussex title to dine out every chance she can.
Then a normal detail enters the conversation, and the entire idea becomes strangely impractical. Once again, the audience was being sold a Montecito fantasy, where even dessert becomes a lesson about nature. Nothing is allowed to be ordinary. Even pudding needs a philosophy.
And also looking around and wondering, how on earth did I get here?
That is why the television roast landed so easily. The hosts did not need to invent a scandal or create a complicated joke. They simply replayed Meghan's own footage. The missing answer, the pineapple lesson, the exaggerated tasting, the garden speech, and the enormous distance between the expert role she had been given and the expertise visible on screen. The most damaging observation was also the simplest.
I know, what a coincidence, right? Thank goodness the team at MasterChef were filming for that totally random and natural, unscripted moment when Harry called Meghan as she was judging a carrot dish.
A woman with a cooking series, a lifestyle business, and products connected to the kitchen appeared on Australia's biggest cooking program and looked as though she had almost nothing specific to say about cooking. That does not create a minor image problem. It hits the foundation of her latest commercial reinvention. Every Meghan comeback arrives with the same promise. This time she will finally be authentic. This time the public will meet the real woman.
We've had MasterChef royalty in the kitchen before, but no one like this. All the way from sunny California, please welcome to MasterChef Australia, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle!
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
This time, there will be no palace, no protocol, and no institution stopping her from showing who she really is. MasterChef gave her the perfect opportunity. A friendly set, easy questions, admiring introductions, and no pressure to discuss royal drama. So what happened when Meghan was finally allowed to simply be herself? The performance became even more visible.
Meghan Markle knows the only reason she's even booked to be on this cooking show is because she married into the royal family. Now, she blew it. She blew it. She may have blown him at Soho House, but nonetheless, she did blow it also after going down the aisle.
Viewers began dissecting the moments when attention moved away from her. Meghan would hold a fixed smile, close her eyes, open her mouth slightly, or rub her temples, as though she were waiting for the camera to return. The reactions became so repetitive that audiences could predict them before the shot ended. This is a trained actress who spent years on a television set. She understands cameras, timing, marks, and reaction shots.
They get a 30-minute warning before the end of the challenge. And Meghan Markle is told, oh, they've got 30 minutes if you'd like to just announce it. She said, I don't like shouting. I don't like shouting. So she was going to, that sounded quite Trump-like, didn't it? So she went to each individual contestant and just went, just so you know, you've got 30 minutes left. Because she didn't like shouting.
Yet the harder she seemed to work at appearing relaxed, the more unnatural the entire appearance felt. That should have been enough embarrassment for one episode. Then Harry appeared. In the middle of a cooking competition, Meghan suddenly received a video call from her husband. Contestants were working under pressure. Hot food was waiting to be judged. The episode had finally built momentum. Then everything paused, so Harry could appear as a tiny face on a screen.
Given Meghan's track record, I am inclined to believe that these sources to New Idea are correct. She was simply trying to make Meghan feel comfortable, trying to be warm, and you saw that look. Meghan hated her.
We already covered how awkward and staged that call appeared. But inside the full MasterChef disaster, it revealed something even more damaging. Meghan had been invited as the star guest, yet the production still needed Harry to create the biggest royal moment. The second he appeared, the cooking competition vanished. Meghan announced that her husband was calling, introduced him to the judges, showed him the dishes, and turned the room into another Sussex couple scene.
Hi, oh my God, it's been so long, Miss Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle did not make many friends on the set of MasterChef Australia. In fact, they couldn't wait for the taping day to be over.
The contestants who had actually made the food became extras in a family video call. The cameo did not make Meghan look more important. It made her appear dependent on the one connection that still guarantees instant attention. MasterChef may have booked Meghan, but the moment everyone discussed belonged to Harry. She continued bringing him into the judging even after the call. One meat and potatoes dish became something H would love. Other plates became excuses to explain his preferences.
Are you a little bit nervy, Casper?
Well, you know,
nervy.
A ticket to the semi-finals is on the line, and very high caliber guest judge. So, yeah.
That's so sweet.
That's so sweet. And she should have been like, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Did you see my show? It got canceled.
Harry was not in the kitchen, but his presence hovered over the segment because the Royal Association was still doing the heavy lifting. And that makes the controversy over Meghan's introduction even more revealing. During filming, Po Ling Yao reportedly introduced Meghan with language describing her as MasterChef royalty. It was an enthusiastic compliment on a cooking show. But later reports claimed the wording caused tension behind the scenes and left Po upset after the interaction. When the episode finally aired, the royal wording had disappeared.
And it's just pretty disgusting. And I think, again, proves who Meghan Markle really is. She's just shallow, vain, and vapid. It's all about the Instagram clicks, all about the follows for her. She cares nothing really for her husband, his trauma, the death of his mother, anything like that, or even her own children. They are all there for her personal exploitation for money and cash.
Meghan was instead presented through a safer, more controlled list of labels: global icon, philanthropist, and humanitarian. That change did not make the story disappear. It made the entire introduction look managed. Meghan was still happy to appear as the Duchess of Sussex. The challenge was promoted around creating a dish fit for a duchess. Her title generated headlines, attention, and value for the episode. Yet the word royalty was apparently too uncomfortable to remain.
The kids jump in a lot, especially with the garden. I think it's such a nice luxury to be able to have so much space and things to cook. And if they say, Mama, can I have dessert? You say, if you can pick it, you can have it. So
you can't pick chocolate.
No, you can't pick chocolate, which is great. So you can go pick a nice piece of fruit or whatnot. But no, we always have a nice, as my husband would say, pud after dinner.
Oh, those poor children. If you can't pick it off a tree, you can't have it as dessert. So, okay, great. Sounds like a lot of fun, Dan.
She's that mum, isn't she?
The contradiction is obvious. The royal connection can promote the appearance, elevate the guest, and turn a normal judging role into an international event. But when that same connection becomes inconvenient, the wording must suddenly be softened or removed. The reports about deleted scenes made the final broadcast feel even more controlled. Before the episode aired, stories described an uncomfortable set, tension over the introduction, and an emotional Po.
I totally agree, and it was obvious when you watched her stupid show that her biggest recipe was the Martha Stewart recipe for one-pot pasta, which she stole. It was very clear if you line up the two recipes next to each other, they are virtually identical, which tells you a lot.
Viewers then received a polished version where almost everything appeared friendly. The introduction was rewritten, and any awkwardness was buried beneath bright music, smiles, and compliments. Editing can remove a confrontation. It cannot erase the atmosphere from every surviving frame. Po brought warmth and energy to the kitchen. She laughed, encouraged contestants, and kept the episode moving. Meghan often appeared to absorb that energy rather than return it. By the second half, the contrast was difficult to ignore. Po looked animated and generous. Meghan looked controlled, watchful, and determined to remain at the center of every interaction.
Poe has to say to Meghan, because Meghan's clearly never even watched the show before, like they're realizing this, like they have to explain everything who were on that set, where it was like, oh my God, like it was a heavy lift because she was supposed to be the central happening of the show. Her appearance is like the big moment of the season, and it didn't go that way. Like we had to like help her along.
At one point, producers even placed the phrase, "make it sparkle," on screen beside Meghan. Intentional or not, it perfectly captured the problem. The production kept trying to add sparkle to an appearance that felt increasingly flat. Then came the commercial question. The Sussex brand would probably prefer nobody examined too closely. Meghan stepped away from royal duties under an agreement that placed limits on using royal status for commercial gain.
I love this dish. I mentioned my husband is a real meat and potatoes kind of guy. This feels like the most elegant, elevated version of that. H would love this dish.
Oh, good. Oh, good. As long as H would love it. That's what they're all there for. As long as your tool of a husband would love it.
Yet here she was on a major entertainment program, introduced with the Duchess title, participating in a challenge built around that title while reinforcing an identity connected to her own food and lifestyle ventures. The royal association was not a minor detail. It was the hook, without the Duchess label. This was a former actress with a new lifestyle brand sitting in a guest judge's chair. With the title, it became MasterChef royalty, a dish fit for a Duchess, a Harry cameo, and international headlines.
I wish you could try this. These dishes are fantastic.
I see.
Yes.
There's nothing like seeing a thumbnail size.
It's really delicious.
Plated
There's a hot sauce that,
dish
well, you know me, it's a sound ball. And
over
it is
FaceTime.
so
We could stop
good.
it here.
I don't know.
This adds nothing to the show. Nothing.
The institution Meghan says restricted her continues to provide the status that makes appearances like this commercially valuable. And after all of that, the biggest problem was still not the food. It was Meghan's childhood story. On MasterChef, she described growing up around California produce, fresh ingredients, and a mother who was an incredible cook. It was the perfect backstory for the part she was playing. The food personality had been raised around food. The lifestyle host had learned warmth and flavor at home. Her garden and kitchen brand suddenly had childhood roots. But Meghan has already offered several very different versions of that childhood.
Except on her own Netflix show, sitting across from Mindy Kaling in season 1 of With the Love of Meghan, she told a very different story. She was a latchkey kid, she said, raised on fast food and microwavable TV tray dinners with everything compartmentalized, and she named El Pollo Loco, Taco Bell, and Jack in the Box specifically because her mom loved their tacos.
On her Netflix series, she described being a latchkey child who came home to an empty house and relied on fast food, tacos, and microwave meals. In a public letter about paid leave, she told another story centered on the affordable Sizzler salad bar and the feeling that eating there was a special family treat.
So go back further and there's a third version. In a 2021 letter to Congress about paid parental leave, Meghan wrote that she grew up on the $4.99 salad bar at Sizzler and felt lucky her hardworking parents could afford it as something special.
In earlier writing, she remembered regular lunches with her father at Musso and Frank, one of Hollywood's best-known restaurants.
In 2013, an Instagram post remembering lunches with her father after tap and ballet class at Musso and Frank, one of the most expensive old Hollywood restaurants in the city.
Those memories can technically coexist, but every time, one version becomes the defining truth that perfectly supports whatever Meghan is selling in that particular room. When the message requires struggle, the childhood becomes fast food and budget salad bars. When she needs Hollywood history, it becomes lunches at an iconic restaurant.
You get 4 childhoods at this point, 4 audiences, and 4 completely different economic realities, all delivered as the honest truth in the exact moment she was telling it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
When she needs culinary credibility on MasterChef, it becomes California produce and an exceptional home cook. The story changes with the setting. That is what MasterChef really exposed. Not one terrible recipe, not a dramatic argument that survived the edit. Something more damaging. The Meghan Markle branding machine working in real time.
What I do have is a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills like like, just give me a sec.
Writing stuff on bananas?
A simple question arrives. Meghan stalls. A polished phrase fills the silence. The answer shifts toward the image required that day. Producers add flattering music. The title supplies importance. Harry delivers the royal cameo. Uncomfortable wording disappears in the edit. Every ordinary detail becomes an aspirational lifestyle lesson. But this time, the cameras remained on long enough for the machinery to become visible.
Turn up, do the job, smile, be nice, go home. Not that hard.
Before we continue, I want to mention something really quick. Organizing your family's important information is one of those things most of us know we should do, but we keep putting it off. That's exactly why there's the Family Vault. It gives you one place to organize your important documents, insurance, medical information, passwords, and more, so everything is easy to find when it's needed. You'll find the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. That's all. Now, let's get back to today's story. Meghan wanted MasterChef to confirm that she was warm, relatable, naturally talented in the kitchen, and ready to lead a lifestyle empire. Instead, viewers were left asking whether she cooks at all, whether the Harry call was staged, why her introduction changed, what happened behind the scenes with Poe, and which version of her childhood they were supposed to believe this time. The ratings may have been strong. Curiosity always attracts viewers, but a large audience does not mean the audience believed the performance.
I think our PR team launched out with some feelers, trying to see who might be somewhat interested in her appearance. And she was like, yes, let's do MasterChef. She has a business based in the kitchen. She has a show based in the kitchen. But unfortunately for the woman, I don't think she enjoys being in the kitchen. And that's a really, really hard step.
Meghan finally received the exact platform she has spent years trying to build. A bright kitchen, friendly faces, beautiful food, total control, and no palace standing in her way. Yet with every advantage, one question still destroyed the illusion. What do you cook for your family? After the lifestyle series, the products, the recipes, the garden stories, and all the carefully managed branding, Meghan Markle still could not name the dish. That is why the television roast will not disappear. Nobody had to manufacture the punchline. Meghan walked into the MasterChef kitchen and served it herself.